Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Seattle Seahawks video. Jalen Milroe, Sam Darnold, and so much more. We're going to cover everything you need to know in another OTA practice here for the Seattle Seahawks. However, before we dive into the video, I want to give credit where credit is due, and that is with all of the Seattle Seahawks media members on X or Twitter, because guys, without them, these videos just quite frankly are not possible to make. So do me a favor and go give them a follow right now. You won't regret it because they're going to keep you updated with every practice. News, notes, highlights, observations, up to the second that they happen in practice. So go give them a follow if you haven't already done so. It would mean the world to probably them and me, right? So do that. And with that being said, let's talk about today's practice. You see Drew Lock, you see Sam Darnold, but we see a little bit of Jalen Milroe. Now, we have heard a lot of good things about Jalen Milroe, and the coaching staff here is in awe about his work ethic. The dude comes in every single day at 4:30 in the morning. He is the last one to leave the building. He has his nose dove into the playbook, right? He is locked in. Okay, and that's what you want out of a rookie quarterback. You want guys that want to prove everybody wrong, right? There's so many question marks. Is he, a good quarterback? Can he have accuracy in the NFL? Can he get better over time, right? There are so many question marks around Jalen Milroe. He's got elite athleticism, but can the accuracy get better over time? Hell yeah, it really can. It's going to get better. I mean, this dude has a hell of an arm, right? He can make any pass down the field. But can the accuracy improve? That's the biggest question. And again, the work ethic is something that we have seen just, shine through. Shine through every single practice. So we're going to break down everything you need to know. Hit the like button. Let's dive in. Now, the starting offensive line today was interesting, right? Abraham Lucas at right tackle. You had Christian Haynes at right guard. You had Jalen Sundell playing a lot of center. Now, what's interesting about Jalen Sundell is he has actually developed a ton as of late, obviously being a UDFA, I believe in 2024, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. They also have Gray Zabel playing left guard, and then Charles Cross at left tackle. So that's kind of what the offensive line looks like, at least for now. That is subject to change depending on, going even further throughout camp. But so far, so good. Offensive line does look pretty damn good. Another guy that this Seattle Seahawks coaching staff really does like is Brandon Pilley, I believe is how you say his name, number 95. I mean, this dude is massive. Now, most likely he's going to be playing a little bit of nose tackle for them. He might not be a day one starter, but they do expect him to play a decent amount this year. Now, obviously, you have a couple of guys that you really like in this 3-4 defense in terms of Jerron Reed, Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams. But from there, you got Riley Mills, the 5th round pick. You got Jonathan Rankins coming over from Dallas. He's been here already. But and then you have Mike Morris, right? So Brandon has a really good opportunity right now to kind of carve himself out a role as maybe a zero tech or a two, right? He's going to be on the interior of the defensive line, and hopefully he can help them, be a gapper. Here's Olu going through a little bit of a blocking drill here. Now, obviously, he's trying to win that center job as well, so he's got a lot of work to do alongside Jalen Sundell. This center battle is nowhere near complete. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and they both got to showcase why they should be the starters. And competition means everything, man. It means everything. So this offensive line, throughout all of the offseason, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp, it's going to be fun to watch how these guys continue to compete every single day. All right, now real quickly, before we get any further into this video, guys, do me a massive favor. First of all, hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Helps out the channel so much. But most importantly, make sure you guys subscribe. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. And we will be covering the Seahawks team throughout the entirety of this year's offseason. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does that include, right? Not only are we going to cover the rest of OTAs, we're also going to cover mandatory minicamp next week as well. So once they finish mandatory minicamp, they get about a month off from practice, but then they'll get into training camp. And don't worry, we're going to cover training camp as well. And then as training camp is here, essentially, that's preseason football. And the coverage doesn't end there. We're going to be breaking down some all 22 coaches film throughout the entirety of the preseason and the regular season as well. So make sure you guys are joining the family if you haven't already done so. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video. Right here, you see DeMarcus Lawrence and Derek Hall, former Auburn Tiger, with this defense. They still have a tremendous amount of confidence that Derek Hall could be a really good player. Now, what they're doing is kind of having DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe a little bit older of a guy here, more of a veteran. He's trying to really help these guys grow. You also see Boye Mafe as well. I mean, I love this 3-4 defense is going to be really cool because not only do you have DeMarcus Lawrence, you have Uchenna Nwosu, you have Boye Mafe, you have Derek Hall, you also have Tyreek Smith. So, I mean, they have so many guys that can rush the quarterback. In this 3-4 defense, I am super excited to see all these guys rotating in, and man, it's gonna be a fun year for the Seahawks defense. And there's honestly a lot to talk about in terms of this secondary, man. I mean, you got depth on depth on depth. You got Reek Woolen, you got Devon Witherspoon, who's wearing 21. You got Kobe Bryant, and then Nick Emeagwari, man, dude. I was a big fan of his game coming out of college. He's going to be an absolute steal. I think he can play in multiple different spots if you really need him to. Someone who's going to give you 100% effort on every single play, and you can already kind of see him, developing a little bit of chemistry with some of these boys here pre-practice, warming up with the team. I mean, man, this defense has some real potential. You see him and Kobe White here, Kobe Bryant. Talking to each other during these stretch drills. You see him drawing back and forth with Devon Witherspoon. They're building that chemistry, having fun out here. That's what it's all about, man. Have some fun out there. And you see Ernest Jones. This defense, man, potential. Now, I believe Jonathan Hankins was the only guy that wasn't at practice, at least yesterday. You see DeMarcus Lawrence, he's finally back here working out with the team a little bit. Again, you see Boye Mafe, you see DeMarcus Lawrence, you see Derek Hall. Those three guys I'm very high on, and they're just putting in work, man. Trying to, up their game a little bit, working with the coaching staff, working on technique, going through intangibles. I think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be a really big-time help for this team going into the year. I mean, when you look at the Seahawks from last year, I'm almost positive that they were, I don't want to say not bad because they're actually pretty damn good, but 14th in the NFL in terms of QB sack percentage. So they're about middle of the pack. So not bad, not great. But I do believe that with the addition of DeMarcus Lawrence, with a little bit of development from these younger guys, I do believe that this could be a really good pass rush game going into next year that could turn this defense into one of the best in football. All right, here's some wide receiver work. You see Cooper Kupp, JSN, as well as some other guys as well going through some reps. Looks like 82 got a quick rep there. 82, I believe, is Cody White, who's actually been looking really good throughout camp this far. You see a couple of other guys. Ricky White, the third, wearing number 86. Who are you guys most excited about in this wide receiver room, man? Obviously, you have Cooper Kupp, you have Jackson Smith-Njigba, you have MVS, you have Torrey Horton, you have Jake Bobo, Ricky White, Steven Sims, Derek Young, Cody White. There's a lot of guys here that they do like, and let me know who you think is going to develop into that number 3 wide receiver for this team behind Cooper and behind JSN. Now, we are going to end the video here, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who is someone that you're really excited to watch throughout this year's offseason and preseason? Offensively, for me, there's a bunch of guys, right? Gray Zabel. I really want to see Torrey Horton. Obviously, Jalen Milroe, Elijah Arroyo. They really did a good job adding a lot of talent to this offense. And then I believe they spent 2 picks in this year's draft on defense with Nick Emeagwari and Riley Mills. But, man, I'm excited to see how this offense looks, man. Sam Darnold. You do lose Geno Smith, but Sam Darnold had a great year last year, knows how to win some football games, so hopefully they can take that into this year, and then you had Cooper Kupp as well. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.